unfortunately, you're putting yourself into focus here.
Yeah. Stop breaking the law and don't resist arrest.
The
cops won't beat you up if you sit there with your arms behind you.
Right.
Regardless if you're right or wrong. Mm-hmm. Regardless if you're right or wrong, just fucking sit there.
Just come to New Hampshire.
How many, you know what? I've seen some shows where, you know what? I'm just detaining you for my safety.
Yeah.
You're not under arrest. I'm just detaining you, and I get that. But people look at it like, oh, I'm getting arrested? Well, I need to snap right now, and I'm going to go, you can't put handcuffs on me. I didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah.
For my safety. But somebody drunk is like, you're putting handcuffs on me? I didn't do anything wrong.
But again, that's the key element. When you're working in an establishment where alcohol is being served, regardless, you have that element that you have to keep in mind, in check. And unfortunately, the police officers have to consider that whole situation, regardless if you're inebriated or drunk or whatever in that situation. If you're not complying with their orders, guess what? There are some consequences that you're going to have to face.
You got 4 guys tackling one dude. All of a sudden, some friggin' Yahoo comes up behind you. You don't know if he's got a knife, a gun, if he's... What the relationship, like who you're hurting, is his brother, father, mother, cousin? Because when you're beating up a family member, your brain just goes into a whole different other category of, I don't give a fuck what the law says. You're not fucking beating up my nephew, my son, regardless if he's resisting arrest. That's people's mindsets. Mm-hmm. They just go into that protective mode. Mm-hmm. And unfortunately, it's going to happen. It's always going to happen.
The one thing that I'm going to say that there are situations. I get it. We have this across the country that there are people that are in law enforcement that think that they're above the law and they think that they can do anything. Yeah. And it's the excessive force. It's the abuse of law. I get it. The only thing that you can do in that situation is. You have the freedom. Again, we have that First Amendment. You can record things. They cannot tell you that they cannot. You can't record your situation that you're involved in. Mm-hmm. You can use that in court or what have you, because that is your right. Unfortunately, when you're in that situation, you need to follow the compliance of the orders that you're giving by a law enforcement official, and follow that. If there is something that's excessive or what have you. That's a different story. Let
the judges and the
jury laws of the world take care of that.
Let the judge and jury figure out your lawsuit. You know what? Cops can go over the edge.
And there are situations. There are how many court cases have we seen? Police officers used excessive force that.
The race thing is huge right now.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. You
know? A white cop pulls over a black person. I mean, it's just automatically, it's embedded in people's head like, cop's wrong. It was racially motivated.
Yeah.
They don't, you all cut everybody's arm. We all bleed the same color. But it's that race thing that just comes out and stands out. And you are never, ever, 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 with social media, you were never going to break that stereotypical racial element because everybody's got a freaking camera on them. And it just comes down to judge and jury like, listen, dude, you got trigger happy on this guy. White or black, Hispanic, Mexican, whatever. You got trigger happy on this guy. And that's it. And then they have to, but you'll never end racial stereotypical bullshit when it comes to law enforcement.
And unfortunately, that is the one thing that we have in our minds, if you will. Going back to like some of the terrorist attacks and what have you, you're always going to have that racially that racial involvement that you were just talking about. Mm-hmm. And unfortunately, it's hard to get to differentiate something, in those instances. Mm-hmm. And unfortunately, You're right. I think it'll exist until the dawn of time. I don't know. No. There's nothing you can do to get that out of your mind.
You're gonna like this. You're not gonna end terrorism. It's always gonna be there. We've been fighting in this country for how long has this country been around? We've been fighting since day one, and we're gonna keep fighting until Mother Nature says, "Okay, I'm done with you guys fighting. Next ice age, we're starting fresh." Bingo. You know what? That's that's the way my brain thinks. You're always going to have terrorism. We're always going to have wars. But raise your kids right, man. Teach them between right and wrong. Law enforcement is like our safety bond between the right and wrong. Regardless if you think you're right or wrong, if they tell you to do something, just do it, man. Just do it. Please. Don't be, by law, I don't have to answer all these questions.
You see that. You just look up YouTube video and you see these morons. I don't have to answer your questions. Well, yes and no. Yes and no. I mean, if they're detaining you because they saw something, if there's something called probable cause, then you know what, you fall under that particular line. I mean, a lot of people are going to be disagreeing with me. You can give us a call in that 603-217-5400, or you can message us on our social media apps. But
this topic could go all the way till the show closes and then some, because with DWI checks and everything, you could be Mr. Okay, but be interrupted in your routine because you're going to the convenience store to grab condoms because you're going to have sex with your girlfriend. But these guys hold you up and basically go, listen, we're trying to prevent drunk driving tonight. So, unfortunately, we have to detain you just to make sure you're not drunk. Once we determine that, you're free to go. Have fun. Go have sex all you want. But if it takes stopping, and if it takes 80 people getting stopped and just their lives get held up for a little, but they stop 3 drunk drivers, you know what? Those 3 drunk drivers could have killed how many people?
Correct.
So that's the way I look at it. I don't look at the legal thing. Just please,
Well,
obey.
there was one night I was working at McGarvey's and I was on my way home, and of course, in Manchester, they were all out with their signs.
Oh, yeah.
Don't go this way. There's a sobriety check. Turn around now. Just absolutely obnoxious. But
that's a sign for the drunk drivers.
Right.
Here I am. I'm like, I don't give a fuck. They want to pull me over, let them pull me over. So, of course, I get down to the end of Bridge Street, and guess who gets pulled over?
Well.
I was actually kind of thankful because when he said, "Can I have your license and registration?" I handed him the registration, and I'm like, "Where the fuck's my purse?" And I'm like, "Shit, I left it under the DJ booth."
Oopsie.
And they're, of course, they're like, "Have you been drinking?" I'm like, "No, I work at McGarvey's, blah, 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 blah." And they're like, "Are you sure you haven't been drinking?" I'm like, "I'm positive." I'm like, "I left my purse."
If you let me go, I'm going to get wasted right now.
I'm like, "No, but my purse is over there." I'm like, "I'll be right back."
Uh-huh.
So they sent me on, they let me turn around. And I went back, I got it.
Wow.
And I went the same way,
Yeah.
and they pulled me over again. And the cop starts laughing. He goes, "Do you have your purse this time?" I go, "Yep, here you go." And he's like, "All right." He's like, "Have a good night." I mean, they were nice about it. They weren't, they're like, we're just doing a sobriety check, And then they handed me this little card saying, go on to this website and you can rate, you get asked 5 different questions, were we rude? Did we handle the situation correctly? And
You're
I'm
ruining my buzz. Can I go now?
and I'm like, I had, that was actually one of the most pleasant conversations I've probably had.
I've dealt with Manchester police 3 or 4 times, and I've never had an issue.
I never had an issue as
Never.
well. If you're compliant, you're nice. Just follow. You just do the simple common sense things.
I put the light
You're
on.
not
I put
gonna-
my hands on. First thing I do is I grab my registration. I reach over. I put my lights on. I have it right in hand. Boom. You know the reason why I pulled you over? No clue. I'm not. It depends how long you were following me.
Yeah.
But
if you're compliant, you're friendly. There's going to be some situations. I know that there's some cops out there that if you're compliant, okay, have you been smoking marijuana? Yeah, I have. I just had a couple of puffs here and there, and they'll let you go.
Yeah.
And as long as you're honest and you're compliant, there's some cops that'll go.
and you don't have a
"Get the
warrant
fuck
out
outta
for
here."
your arrest.
Yeah,
and-
exactly. All right, go.
Because these people that you watch the cop shows, and they're dicks, and then all of a sudden they run their license and go, "You've got a warrant out for your arrest, man." You know, if you don't know you have a warrant out for your arrest, something's wrong there. I mean,
Well, it depends because there's a lot of. Well, I guess I can see your point, but there's a lot of people that have like unpaid parking tickets or anything like that.
Yep.
Though, if you don't pay those accumulate, and then
you
it'll
can't
come to a
register your
result.
car unless your parking tickets
Correct.
are taken care of.
Yep.
Yeah.
But I don't. You know, I'm a non-lawbreaker, but basically, stop breaking the law. You know, that's it. That's all.
We are going to take our second break. When we come back, we have ladies' room. We got Kim now, so this is going to be interesting. Erin's got Erin's
have
got a
it.
good one. It should be interesting. Our phone number once again is 603-217-5400. Mike, where you going?
He's got
I'm
a
guessing I'm going to have to do this myself.
I'll do it.
And okay, there we go. And our comment section New Hampshire show is brought to you by PDS.
Precision Delivery Solutions.
We'll be back.
This is Philip Palker from Precision Delivery Solutions. I'm the president and owner of the corporation. We are a truckload carrier regionally based in the Northeast, currently looking for qualified CDL drivers with top pay and benefits for this area. We urge you to give us a call at 1-800-639-3095, extension 1020. That is 1-800-639-3095, extension 1020. We look forward to hearing from you folks. We are the future of transportation.
Bud Light presents Real Men of Genius.
Real men of genius.
Today we salute you, Mr. Giant Inflatable Pink Gorilla Maker,
Mr. Giant Inflatable Pink Gorilla Maker.
the automotive industry's most convincing marketing tool, the giant gas-filled Pink Gorilla.
Such a big monkey.
Factory rebates, 0% financing, poppycock. Nothing sells cars like a helium-happy primate.
You said it, brother.
Why a gorilla? Because who'd buy a car from a dealer with a giant inflatable hamster?
Not gonna buy it.
So crack open an ice-cold Bud Light, O king of the automotive jungle. When we say you're the greatest, we're not just blowing hot air.
Mr. Giant Inflatable Pink Gorilla Maker.
Bud Light Beer, Anheuser-Busch, Fort Collins, Colorado. Bud Light presents Real Men of Genius.
Real men of genius.
This Memorial Day, we salute you, Mr. Gasoline Barbecue Starter.
Mr. Gasoline Barbecue Starter.
Never mind charcoal chimneys and easy lighting briquettes. The only way to start a real barbecue is with a gallon of 93 octane and a big book of matches.
Light up the sky.
Who needs eyebrows? You're hungry, and you've got 7 pounds of lamb shanks ready to go.
That's a lot of kebabs.
You don't just defy convention. You defy warning labels and common sense.
Very low IQ.
So crack open an ice-cold Bud Light, oh Prince of the Pyrotechnic, because no one makes a backyard mushroom cloud like you.
Mr. Gasoline Barbecue Starter.
Bud Light Beer, Anheuser-Busch, Cartersville, Georgia.
If you're looking for some live music and a little fun, then Perfect Entertainment, Nashua's best for DJs and karaoke selection, is your answer. Hailed by the Nashua Telegraph, they do it all from birthday parties to weddings to corporate events. Perfect Entertainment will provide entertainment your family and friends will remember for a lifetime. For more information, visit the Perfect Entertainment page on Facebook. You could also contact them at 247-6470. That's 247-6470.
It's Thursday night, and you're grabbing drinks with some friends. Started off with a pitcher for the table, which quickly becomes 2. There's pool. And there's the photo booth.
All right, everybody squeeze in. Say cheese!
Followed naturally by an order of wings. And another.
Can we get some extra ranch sauce?
Then there's the ceremonial nightcap.
So what are we doing this weekend?
And lastly, it's back to the car, which, if you're buzzed,
The